long-term sustainability of the economy.
Question number 4, Nicola Willis.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance and asks, what update on the fiscal outlook, if any, have public service chief executives been informed of at recent meetings reported to have been held with him? And what updated requests for spending restraint, if any, have been directed to those chief executives?
The Honourable Grant Robertson.
Mr Speaker, in answer to the first part of the question, I met with public service chief executives yesterday, as I have done several times in the last 3 years, as part of the government's fiscal sustainability and effectiveness program, which we announced in Budget 2023 in May. Public service chief executives are aware of the most recent update of the fiscal outlook, as other New Zealanders are, and the government accounts for the 11 months to May 2023 that were released in July. The next update will be at the pre-election fiscal update in September. In answer to the second part of the question, public sector chief executives are aware of the need to continue to make efforts to meet the government's fiscal rules and return the government accounts to a more sustainable fiscal position following the significant investments required to deal with the effects of the global pandemic.
Is it correct that specific government agencies, including NZTA, were directed to find savings of at least 2%?
Mr Speaker, the government's fiscal sustainability and effectiveness program is an ongoing program. Any decisions that would affect departmental budgets will be dealt with in the same way that all budget requests and decisions are made, and will be announced when it is appropriate to do so.
Is it correct that the Finance Minister at the very last minute has realised that the pre-election fiscal update will be a complete debacle, and so is trying to quickly get decisions into Cabinet minutes to try and paper over the crevasse in the government accounts?
Mr Speaker, the member clearly wasn't listening to my primary answer. In the budget in May, we had $4 billion worth of savings that we found. And we announced our fiscal sustainability and effectiveness program, page 64 of the budget documents for the member's reference. It is an ongoing program of work because we are a responsible government that seeks to make sure that we manage what is in front of us and seeks to make sure that we get a balance between fiscal sustainability and supporting New Zealanders. The only person who should be worried about a fiscal crevasse, to use the member's words, is the member who cannot pay for the promises that she is making.
Why is it after 6 years of spraying New Zealanders' money around with wild abandon that he has, at the midnight hour, worked out that perhaps the bureaucracy should tighten its belt and only now started issuing those directives?
Mr Speaker, again I repeat the answers that I have given. We have, in Budget 2023, there were $4 billion worth of savings identified. We have an ongoing savings sustainability and effectiveness program. I think what we're seeing here, Mr Speaker, is a member who can see in front of her the fact that she couldn't pay for the promises that have already been made. And if she hasn't been keeping up with where the government accounts are, that's not our responsibility. She now has to be the one who finds some way of repairing the fiscal hole in National's plans.
How big is his hole? And do...
That is not in the public interest, I can assure you.
Apologies, Mr Speaker. How big is the New Zealand government's financial hole, and what credibility will any commitments he makes to fixing it have when in every budget he has delivered he has spent more than he said he would 6 months prior, on average $600 million more than he promises in his budget policy statements?
Mr Speaker, as I indicated in my primary answer, the latest accounts for the government were made available to the public in July. They did indicate a softening in the revenue stream for the government. The finalisation of where that reaches will be in the pre-election fiscal update. But I say to the member, just today, in the questions that I've answered already, we've noted that Moody's, one of the most important rating agencies, have given a tick of approval approval to the economic management of the government, Mr Speaker. When I look at the budgets that we have produced over the last few years, we have struck that balance between supporting New Zealanders and being fiscally disciplined. And Mr Speaker, that is clear in the outcomes we have seen, with some of the lowest public debt in the world, with an economy 6% bigger than it was before COVID, with record low unemployment, Mr Speaker. We are proud of our record and making sure we look after New Zealanders and look after the books.
Question number 5, Dr Liz Craig.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Children and asks